All couples in Montana, gay or straight, can now legally wed.
That's because of a ruling from District Court Judge Brian Morris, who ruled Montana's constitutional amendment limiting marriage between a man and a woman violates the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution.
And already Montana Attorney General Tim Fox's office files an appeal in the 9th U.S. Circuit Court appealing the decision. Joining us live is KULR-8's Cornelius Hawker. He's with two of the plaintiffs in the case brought against Montana's now defunct same-sex marriage ban.
Greg and Stella, I'm here with Mrs. and Mrs. Gabeau, and we were talking during the break. You've never been called that before. How does all of this feel for you?
It's overwhelming at the moment, but a little bit shocked to hear that said out loud for the first time in Montana.
And what about you, Nicole? How does this make you feel?
Absolutely. Very excited, very surprised that today was the day. We anticipated it sometime soon, but it's good news today. It's good news for equality.
And so for your family, what does this mean for your family now?
Well, it means that our family is the same as every other family in the state of Montana. We think that this means that makes our family stronger, and stronger families make stronger communities. And we're excited that we are legally recognized and that we don't have to write wills and all those other things that we had to do in order to make sure that our legal rights were recognized.
And what were some of the problems you faced whenever your marriage wasn't recognized here in Montana?
For sure, our tax situation, federally we were recognized as a married couple, but in the state it took a long time to divide up our taxes. When we adopted our son, had to split him down the middle in order to say he was our son in Montana. Just to know that if anything should happen to either one of us, that we did not have the ability to make decisions for each other in the hospital. If anything had happened, it would probably have been Shauna's mother who would have been the one to decide what would happen to her. And now we don't have to worry about that.
And so for tomorrow, there are celebrations planned all across the state of Montana. Will you two ladies be there?
We will definitely be there from 8 to 12 tomorrow down at the Yellowstone County Courthouse, and we are ecstatic to help celebrate and help people recognize and make the lifetime commitment to each other. And our son will be there, and we can't wait for him to see that equality is in the state of Montana.
Sounds good. And coming up tonight at 10, we're going to talk to Liz Welch, who is the ACLU person here in Montana, and she's going to tell us how she feels about this, and we'll have more from them. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio now.
Thank you very much, Cornelius. Federal Judge Brian Morris filed his 18-page decision earlier today, detailing why he decided to lift our state's constitutional ban on gay marriage, passed by voters in 2004.
Four same-sex couples first filed suit against the state in May, arguing the ban violates their 14th Amendment rights. Today, Judge Brian Morris agreed with them, saying same-sex marriage bans violate the constitutional rights as per the Equal Protection Clause. Morris says Attorney General Tim Fox, the defendant on behalf of the state, failed to make their case that the ban is in the state's best interest based on procreation and that same-sex couples are not suitable parents. Morris says there are no differences in outcomes for children raised by same-sex couples versus opposite-sex couples.
In his ruling, he says no family wants to deprive its precious children of the chance to marry the loves of their lives. Montana no longer can deprive plaintiffs and other same-sex couples of the chance to marry their loved ones.
Now, moving forward, another judge could issue a stay on the ruling, freezing Morris's decision.
However, recently the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals, which Montana falls under, says it will no longer hear any appeals of rulings that lift same-sex marriage bans.
The Montana Family Foundation has been very avid in their stance against the legalization of gay marriage.
Jeff Laszloffy, foundation president, released his statement today saying, quote, today 295,070 Montana voters had their votes nullified by one judge, exercising what amounts to a super vote. I am heartbroken for the people of Montana who have had the redefinition of marriage forced on them by an out-of-control federal judiciary.